right. Round two. Let's try this again. Hold on. Let me adjust my mic. Test. 1, 2, 3. Great. Can you guys hear me now? Sorry to hear what happened. It was really weird. My computer just died all of a sudden, probably because I didn't plug it in and whatnot. But it's charging now. Should be ready to rock and roll in a few moments. But basically, what I was saying was that I met a few pharmacists and was just talking about like my opinion about pharmacy, how it's changed a lot. And we had a really, really interesting conversation about how pharmacy has really changed over the last. This pharmacist, she was actually in pharmacy since 2000. So, believe it or not, there was actually a time and period where pharmacy was in its golden age and there was a lot of growth. No one ever could have predicted that it would totally change 20 years from now, but there was sign-on bonuses. There were a lot of different things as well happening at the time, and we were just reminiscing and talking about where our industry went wrong. And what I was saying was that I think our industry kind of MTM was a kind of a good idea, but the only problem was that it's hard. Getting $10 on a claim isn't the most motivating thing in the world, right? So on the MTM claim, right, through Outcomes, Marixa, whatever you're using, right? And so in concept, doing a service is really smart, but I guess where nurse practitioners and physician assistants really thrived was creating more clinical services, right? And I think that was a huge mistake that pharmacy made. We could have went down that route, but we just didn't capitalize on it. So even with all our training and stuff, I definitely feel like we're more than qualified to kind of prescribe and do all these things, definitely as mid-level practitioners and all that as well. So just my thoughts. But Ruben says, I hear you fine. Yeah, I had to fix the audio for a second through my microphone. But yeah. I can't find my own iPhone. Says, where are you located? I'm actually located in Los Angeles at the moment. Alequin says, there's so much controversy in both these industries. I'm curious about your opinion. I'm currently in high school as a junior, and I feel like becoming a pharmacist. But at the same time, I want to be a dentist. What do you think I should do? Hey, Alequin, a lot of different. Those are two different careers, man. So what I would tell you, first of all, you need to understand the inherent risks of pharmacy, right? You're in high school. Let's say you do a 6-year program, 7 years, even 8 years, right? Will there be a job for you after, right? Based off the current data, if you check out the Bureau of Labor statistics, the answer will tell you might not have a job after, right? And it's something important to consider. I mean, if you're willing to take that risk, totally cool. You should inherently know that risk, but also take a look at Bureau of Labor statistics for dentists and try to take a look at it. Let's take a look at it together. I pretty much memorized the pharmacist one, and by the way, if you see all this madness of books, I'm actually still moving as well. So let's take a look. So cool. So 2018 median pay, $75 per hour. $150K per year, 7%. So faster than average. There might be still a great opportunity within dentistry, but those are really different careers at the end of the day. Really, you really need to ask yourself, what kind of lifestyle do you want, and does it support the lifestyle that you want? I feel like based off of my friends and the job growth, I think PA is a great career. I mean, it only takes about 2 years to really do a career like PA, and you get to practice. So it's I would recommend considering that. See all your options out. Talk to the people who are actually in the industry and make your own judgment from there and figure out what kind of lifestyle do you want, right? Do you want to do a 9 to 5 type of thing? And thank you for the likes. Really, really appreciate it as well. And the comment section is blowing up right now as well. So, Mark says, hey man, I'm learning from distance learning Tempe from Canada, MTS subscription, warm-ups, instructionals. Any advice on how to share this process through the system? So you're asking about jiu-jitsu. I think this is the first jiu-jitsu question I've gotten on here. That is really sick. I've always so for y'all that don't know, I actually practice jiu-jitsu and it's really great. First of all, my friend Patrick Donabedium, if you go onto his website, I'm going to plug it really quick. He's actually my 10th Planet black belt coach. He actually fought against not what's his name? Fuck. Gordon Ryan, I think. Patrick Donabedian. And he actually has a guide, right? He's a 10th Planet coach, and that's something that's really important. So if you go to patrickdonabedian.com, he also looks like a Greek god, bro. That's him during an actual competition, so pretty cool stuff. Download his blue belt roadmap belt. It's pretty funny. He's done a lot of different things, and let's see. He has a blue belt roadmap, so how to get your blue belt. And he talks about he does 10 Planet stuff all the time, right? So black belt under Eddie Bravo. But your question was really about technique. So my friend Patrick, he has a really solid, the reason why I bring him up is because he actually has a really solid game plan to do it. In terms of doing it by yourself, jiu-jitsu, so here's the thing. When I was doing jiu-jitsu and whatnot, it's hard to e-learn from it. Jiu-jitsu is something that you can't only just watch or read. You need to actually practice it. So even if you can go to an open mat and try out these tactics and techniques, that would be really, really great. The warm-ups are really, really great. Find someone who's willing to do the warm-ups with you every single time as well. And then eventually these things will become instinctual for you. Like even for me, I'll be honest, I'm not very good with the warm-ups. I know the warm-ups like bits and pieces, but I can't chain them together. Like I know the flow. If you show it to me once, I'll remember the flow again. But I always really suck at memorization. But core fundamentals, lockdown, right? Everybody likes lockdown. I actually don't play that much rubber guard as well. But the whole lockdown system, really, really great. I mean, especially against people who are grinders and stuff. So keep on going through the warm-ups and really practice positional control and stuff like that. Like start off from lockdown, try to get your whip up, shoot for electric chairs and all that sort of stuff too, and work on that. I mean, I get it at gi schools all the time, so go to a regular open mat and try to drill these and actually use these as well. So that's really important. The Judge Robs Dominic Reyes last night at UFC 247. No clue, actually. I didn't actually watch UFC. I heard the result. John Jones won. Oh, spoiler alert. But I didn't watch the fight at all. Dentist will be an expensive startup, says American Princess. Cool. By the way, I know there's 9 people in here who haven't smashed that like button. Make sure to smash that like button. We'll really appreciate it. What is your long-term occupational plan? Well, so I think my view has really changed about occupational plans, right? For me, I really enjoy consulting. I really enjoy sales. I really enjoy marketing. I really enjoy leading teams. And I really enjoy talking to people like you, right? And I think my ikigai, my reason for being, kind of falls in between those type of things. Really, what the key focus for me is just creating assets, right? Meaning things like, think of like smaller real estate houses and stuff, but digitally, right? Every single time I post a video on like a review or something, it gets views. Every single time I post a article with recommendations, it generates money. These are small building blocks that you need to build over time, and that's my real goal. I'm not saying just through YouTube videos and all that sort of stuff, because it's really hard to just build a full-blown like business and all that based off of that. But really, cash flow is the number one thing that I'm focused on. And if I can do it with friends, I prefer to do it with friends. That's really the game plan. But eventually, one of the reasons why I went to QLA was for a good reason, because I want to be doing roll-ups. That's the real game plan over there. But I want to build my digital assets too. There's that ego side which tells me, no, Kevin, this is what you're supposed to be doing. Hagao says, camera quality looks a lot better today. Yeah, thank you, man. I actually upgraded my router, so my router is really great. I'm not in LA anymore, so I'm not fighting against like tons of people. Actually, my camera's broken right now. I can't flip out the screen, but I'm like literally right next to a router. So yeah. Last time it was kind of grainy just because I was shooting on my phone. Like I was literally tethering for a week, so it's a lot easier to just do this now. Um, you know, you know what I think when I see your bookcase behind you? Knowledge. I actually have more books on the bottom too, which is crazy. So we're building another as we're speaking. Nalina is actually building a bookshelf for me that we got from IKEA, and this place is really really small, guys. Like I downgraded major time, but really for a bigger purpose because the more money I can invest into other assets, the better, right? Because not to say that investing into a bigger apartment isn't worth it or anything like that, but I just think about what I really need at the moment and what my current business problems are. I'd rather be investing that capital into those other things, more importantly. So that's kind of my thing. Theft says, can I live with you? Oh my God. I wish you could, man, but it's really, really small. And for the 11 people who haven't already, make sure to hit that like button. Do you think you can drop the link to the website in the comments? Yeah, sure. Let me drop the link for Patrick's website in the comments, and you guys can take a look at it. He's a really great guy, and one of my friends, he actually redid Patrick's site. It looks really solid. It's the same guy who did my website for Kick-Ass Investing, but yeah, man, it's really really cool. Man, hey man, thanks for your opinion, says Alequin. Appreciate it. Coronavirus thoughts. Not really. I don't really have any thoughts. I mean, here's the thing that I've been seeing on social media is like people have been hopping on the topic of coronavirus. What does coronavirus, like, how does it affect Amazon FBA? How does it affect like investing? The market tanked for a bit, like when it came to coronavirus. So I don't really have a thought about coronavirus at the end of the day. I mean, like in my opinion, China like obviously didn't preempt the containment and stuff, and it's I mean this stuff, and I've seen videos on racism on Asians and stuff like that, but I honestly don't pay attention to much of the noise out of coronavirus and whatnot as well. But don't let that expensive startup stop you from being a dentist if you really want to be a dentist. Coronavirus is scary, unfortunately. Well, I mean, I think, by the way, American brings up a really good point about not coronaviruses as well, but let me highlight this comment. Don't let that expensive startup stop you from being a dentist if you really want to become a dentist. So there's a good point there. Like, we should really be thinking about school as an investment, and what is our return on investment going to be? If you're going to spend $400K on school to get decreasing rates of I heard some schools, some places out here in California are giving like starting at $45 per hour. So let's say you work a 40-hour work week, right? Times what? I think it's 52 days in a week. That's less than six figures. We're talking about 94,000. So if you're gonna spend, let's say, like $200K to get $94,000 per year, you guys stick in the game for quite a while. I mean, don't forget, you get taxed and all that sort of stuff too. Keep in mind with that, right? So gonna be a while till you hit your break-even point, right? Assuming everything stays the same, assuming that you don't lose your job, assuming that you get a decent job that you like, that you want to stay at. This is why people feel trapped, because when you are in debt, you are essentially committed to this, to your job, and you don't know where you're working when you're starting school or anything like that. So something important to consider. I wouldn't say a deal breaker, but highly recommend that you think about it as well. What do you think about Adderall and Ritalin? I don't deal with it. I don't touch that stuff at all. So I have no opinion about it. Is that a mark of Satan on a binder behind you? Let's see. Oh, yes. No, it's really funny. I think you're referring to this CVS grad intern book. It's been forever since I've actually opened it. I actually opened it pretty recently, and it talks a lot about vision, a lot of good stuff actually in it. But definitely it was the workhorse out of all my out of all the pharmacy career jobs I've ever had. CVS has worked me the hardest, but very interesting going before. Oh, the dentist link. Okay, cool. Yeah, let me put that in really quick. Here you go. So, would you invest in a real estate or pay down debt? I always believe so. I'm the believer of investing in assets first before paying down debt. Just because as long as your rate of return is higher than your interest rate, that's all that matters, right? Debt is not a bad thing. It's just like, are you spending debt or are you investing debt on assets, right? So that's just my opinion on it. But I would personally, would real estate be the vehicle? I don't know. I'm not a real estate guy, man. I believe in digital. Like, digital is my thing. I really enjoy digital quite a bit. So yeah. Hampton University School lost their accreditation. No freaking way. That is crazy. Let me see. Let me kind of look that up really quick, but I'm kind of curious why they lost their accreditation. So let's look this up really quick. Hampton University accreditation pharmacy. Okay. I don't even know where Hampton University is. Oh wow, you're right. So take a look at this. And it must take quite a while to lose your accreditation. I don't know what happens to those students, but Hampton School of Pharmacy, let's see, Virginia, withdrawn. Holy shit. Teach out plan and effect of class of 2023, allowing students to graduate from an accredited program. So the students that are in there, standard progression non-compliant. Wow, it looks like they got probation. They've been on probation for quite a while, actually. Probation. They've been on probation for the last 3 years. Non-progression. And if you click on here, it actually goes in to kind of like why they are compliant or non-compliant. Curriculum oversight. It looks like these problems are happening over again, like progression. I don't know what that means, standard 17. But let's open it and see what the results are, if there's anything. Let's see. Credit. No idea. Oh man, this is really extensive. I don't want to read this. No lie, just don't want to read it. Unknown asks, where do you live? I live in Monterey Park area. Favorite porn star? Who is my favorite right now? I don't know. I don't really watch that much anymore, to be honest with you. It's like, dude, it's I can't really think of anyone. Hey, wish I was at On today. Next time. Hey, Taste and Travel. Like, dude, you missed out. On was pretty cool. But there's always next time, man. So it was really fun. If you ever get a chance, hit me up and we can meet up and do a one-on-one type of thing, man. We'd love to meet you in person. It's not about just return over interest. You need to consider cash flow. That is true too. Because there is a day-to-day living, but I'm assuming like if you're by the way, I'm assuming if you're investing as well, right? Well, and there's one more thing to consider is amount of working capital needed to enter into the market as well, or to buy something, right? So that's why, like, if that's why I like things like index funds a lot, in investing, just because it requires very little to get into a market. To acquire a piece of real estate costs quite a bit, and that's where REITs come in. REITs are really great if you want to kind of dive into real estate, but can't afford to jump in and buy a property all in itself. So that's something else. Do many people medicate about yourselves? I don't know. I didn't know about that website. Thank you for looking that up. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So I didn't know about it. I just did a quick Google search. So that's what popped up. Lol. At Lol at I can't find my iPhone. Yeah, man. But what I do want to talk about, actually, since I finished all the questions and comments and whatnot, I just wanted to talk about On and just being, or Asian Hustle Network. And it was really, really cool just meeting so many different people. I saw Joe there. I asked Joe, "Hey, are you headed out?" Because I saw him post something. I was like, "Dude, you actually posted in here," and so we just kicked it. Also met some really, really cool people. I met a lot of marketers, branding people, a lot of digital marketers. So a lot of knowledge really going in the organization as well. Like I said, I met a tech evangelist. I don't even know what they do. And former like C-level execs for tech companies and whatnot as well. So it was really cool just, talking to them, volunteering. And we also ended up getting some passion planners. So if you don't know, huge nerd for passion planners. I love passion planners, or planners in general, because I just love writing down my goals. I usually do it on a piece of paper, but if I can do it at passion planner, even better, man. So yeah. Somebody asked, do you talk to Sherry Tung regularly? Well, I wouldn't say regularly. We did a podcast pretty recently, but the video file got lost. I talk to her every once in a while, man. But she's really cool. Like real type of person. She's really found her niche with dividend investing, and she's really doubled down on it. I think her channel's gonna surpass mine very soon, but she deserves it. I mean, she's really killing it. She's doing like 3 videos a week. She launched her course and she's really growing it. She has her dividend challenge and whatnot. I'm really proud of Sherry because I met her when she was only at like 4K or something like that, 2K, 3K. So really cool stuff. And I think like right now is a great time for Asian women to jump into something like YouTube, right? Especially in this world as well. So I talk to Sherry every once in a while, but it's so funny that you asked about her. No bigger Asian hustle in town. Would love to hop on a one-on-one call with you. Yeah, awesome, man. Yeah, sometimes I do. So whenever I can, I usually do one-on-ones. These days, I think after QLA, after I had to document my day, talk to report back to Dan Pena about who I spoke to, what I'm doing, and all that. I've been very conscious about who I'm speaking to. I met pretty interesting. I met some of Tai Lopez's. Like, I know Tai Lopez is not my favorite person to follow, but I met some of his marketers. I met a lot of interesting people today, man, all at the event. And it's just like, dude, you see this another Asian face, and like it's really great being around people who I guess have done a lot more than you, who are on the same track as you, who have a big vision like you, and people who are just starting out too. And it makes you really appreciate, man, I've really come a long way since this journey, man. And it's pretty crazy, like thinking back where I was like in 2009 when I wanted to start an online business. Like, did I start it the quickest way? Hell no. I think I could have hit like major success by now if I had the right mentors, if I did all the steps right. But I didn't know. No one taught me this. I'm like self-taught essentially. Like, well, not self-taught, but navigating this alone. I don't have my parents who taught me any sort of business. I don't come from a business family. No one in my family even dreams of doing business, right? I'm the weird one. I'm the black sheep. So just really interesting. And by the way, Ruben, if you want to hop on a one-on-one, try messaging me, and let's try to see if I can get a time or something like that with you. Hey, bro, when you're in OC and I'm back from working in Fresno, I'm opening a boba store in Huntington Beach, so come by. Actually, I might take you up on that offer. My friend, Jenny, she owns a pharmacy in OC, and she actually, when I go visit her, I'm more than happy to go see you, bro. Advise me, I think you mean advise, was something that you've learned from your life, dude. I learn new shit all the time. something that I guess I don't know if it really applies to you, but one thing that I've learned today is that I cannot. Well, one thing I learned is that, or not learned, but one thing that I got was really emphasized today was like connecting people. I'm actually really really good at connecting people, getting to know what people do and connecting them to people who have done it, right? And so like for example, one of my friends, they need an event planner. Well, pretty cool shit. I met an event planner today, right? And introduced them right on the spot. So was really really happy with that. As far as learning like new tactics and stuff like that, I can't think of anything like super super new. Other than I hate event planning like the plague. I cannot stand event planning. I was telling people, I was like, man, I don't know how you guys do it. Like, it's definitely not my strength, but I'm glad that you're really really great at that. And I was just like, I'm very grateful that you're leading this and not me. So how do you want me to message you? Just email me at subscribers@refugeehustle.com and I'll get back to you. I'm a little bit behind on emails, but I'll make sure to shoot you a message back, man. Do you think traditional Chinese medicine actually works for certain things? I believe so. I really like acupuncture and the whole hot, cold, wet, dry type of concept, right? Is it super scientific? I've read articles where they're saying like these four elements are just like are like neurotransmitters and like all that. I don't know how much Western medicine kind of determines that, but I I actually seek Chinese medicine all the time. I think it's good for general health, but is that actual evidence? I don't know if that's true or not, to be honest with you. But I do Chinese medicine when it comes to like, or acupuncture when it comes to things like anxiety or like stress or even tightness in the body. Like, so for some reason, those noodles are so relaxing and they help like trigger points like that. It's like one of the best things. Very relaxing as well. So yeah, oh yeah, pharmacist. I mentioned this before. Dan Pena disliked the stream 5 times. What are you doing, you fucking cunt? That's what he would say. You're supposed to be working. Yeah. So acupuncture works, says unknown Pacifica. Whoever you spell it. What car do you drive? I drive a Fusion actually, a Ford. So yeah. Yeah, I don't like people are disliking it. I'm like whatever. Engagement's engagement. I don't really post up as many videos anymore. Partly because of my setup in my room. By the way, check it out. Like let's take a look. Let's take a look this side. Yeah. That's like the beginning. By the way, that is actually, you see that thing over there? That's actually a wall. So I was looking at whiteboards and I was like, man, I really, 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 really want a whiteboard, a glass whiteboard, right? But if you don't know, they're really expensive. They're really heavy to mount. It's not the most convenient thing in the world. So I was watching all these YouTube videos about how do you get a whiteboard on your thing. So we found a picture frame on from Walmart. We got the largest one. I had a viral Academy, so Jump Cut Academy poster. I flipped it around so it's black, and I just write using what's that called? Dry erase markers, and so that's how I have a whiteboard as well. So pretty cool stuff, guys. So I'm liking the new set, and plus what I will be doing is I want to get a standing rising desk as well. So like it goes up, down, all that. Just gotta sell these pieces of furniture first before I invest any more. And right now like I said, we're setting up a what's that called? A bookcase. So really excited for that, man. What are your favorite? What is your morning routine? So my morning routine recently. So my morning routine changes. Let me see if I have any sensitive information on here. Uh, and I know some of these goals need to change. Uh, yeah, I don't have any sensitive information. I just gotta make sure as well, like because sometimes I have sensitive information on my checklist, but I've actually been really redoing my and the goals I need to re-edit and stuff like that. But um, really, these are all the habits I'm kind of focusing on. I'm going to, if you haven't, make sure to subscribe Refugee Hustle, and you'll get automated sequence. I actually did a whole email sequence on my other email thing, and I'm just like, fuck, dude. I need to transfer everything to send something my new email thing called SendFox. Just having a lot of trouble with the buttons and all that. So I might keep on using MailChimp until they implement some button functions and stuff as well. But basically this is my morning routine. So I'll try to wake up at anywhere from 4 to 5. Recently it's been closer to 5:30, depending how exhausted I am. So I'll wake up at that time. I'll try to pack my bag like at that time or a bit earlier. To to go to jujitsu, including clothes to change out of jujitsu because I shower at jujitsu now. So I do that. Get a workout in. I usually have a team meeting at that time. Text all my leads for that day. Any follow up leads or anything like that. I let people know. I write out my goals. So I write out everything I want to do that day. Write out my weekly goals so I know what I'm trying to hit, and I just choose one goal. Go right at it. Document my time every single hour. Maybe around 2 or 3. Grab some lunch, and then go to and then get ready for my closing calls. And then I have closing calls typically. They'll go anywhere from 5 to 9, and usually during the day I'm usually working on Refugee Hustle stuff like building out offers, tripwires, assets, key assets as well. It used to be a lot more YouTube videos. I just haven't been focusing as much on YouTube videos, as to be honest with you. There are some keywords I want to really rank for over this next year and content plan, but that's kind of my morning, well, my day routine. I know you didn't ask for it, but YouTube favorite channels to follow. I've been watching this guy. I've been watching this guy. His name's Quang Tran. He does cooking mukbangs and make at home type of meals. I've been watching him a lot. I've been watching Jocko Willink a lot as well, about leadership and stoic mentality and getting after it, right? So I've been doing that. Obviously, gotta listen to DP, Dan Pena. He's really great. And then really listening to my friend Rich and Niche too. He has a very calming voice about marketing, very holistic as well. So learning a lot from him as well. So those are some of the YouTube channels I've been pretty much following. Sometimes I'll indulge on like the occasional JK News or Stephanie Sue or something like that. There are some gaming channels. I watch Manny, a True Nerd. I really love his channel a lot, even though he's so nerdy, man. But there's something about watching video games that really relaxes me. I try to keep YouTube down to like an hour max or maybe 2 hours max watching it a day. That's how I decompress typically, and I'll try to do it on a treadmill or something. Speaking about treadmills, I want to order a treadmill to this apartment so I can have a standing desk and actually be like walking while I'm talking to y'all, and I think it's just like more energy and stuff, so yeah. Kevin B hustling day and night. Do you own a pharmacy? No, not at the moment. Thoughts on taxi cabs versus ride sharing, Uber/Lyft? Well, these are my thoughts, right? So I know as a company, Uber, Lyft, they're still not profitable, right? Really, from what my friend Jason told me, really they're going to be profitable when they implement automatic automation, right? But in terms of convenience from a user point of view, I love Uber, I love Lyft. It's so convenient. Hailing down a cab is the most annoying thing in the world. Last time I took a cab was New York, but in the US was New York. But the last time I took a cab for actually, you know what? I lied. It was my Bermuda trip in 2017 with my mom, dad, and brother. That was the last time I was in a formal cab. Um, and then the last cab I was in was going to QLA, the castle, because you can't get there by Uber, man. You have to take a cab. There's no other option. So I took a cab there, and that was. It was so inconvenient. I had to call one up, I had to flag one down. It's just so annoying. I'm not a huge fan of cabs. It's so old school. Really, the platform of rideshare makes everything so much better. So uh D-Flow, the pro, says, I was so happy when I first found you had a channel since I always like your vibe from Joe's videos. Hope all is good and I'll be supporting. Thank you, D-Lo, the pro. Actually, you know what's really interesting? I've been hanging out with Joe a lot more. Something interesting about Joe is like Single Joe is so fun. I love Single Joe. And we just hang out a lot more. We spend more time talking about business. It feels like the old days, man, during the refugee hustle days, during the days where we lived in the house. Now that refugee hustle has kind of taken a different turn. And by the way, I've been really working on the vision of refugee hustle rather than staying busy with doing content, like more and more content. Speaking about refugee hustle, check this out. Go to refugeehustle.com and you'll see kind of like the new website, guys. Look at this. Oh, look at this. Hold on. Let me show you guys. I actually did this whole website. Not bad, right? For a pharmacist who sucks at something like this or web design, not bad. But I actually did a best YouTube setup video, and I'm very proud of this just because like I spent a lot of time breaking down my best equipment. I want to do a YouTube video on this as well, just because I think it'll rank really well, and just putting more content out there just to really help people as much as I can. So yeah, thank you for the support, D-Lo the pro. Really appreciate it. Haha, Jenny, one pharmacy. Glad she's doing well. Yeah, I actually had dinner with her maybe a few months back. Super. I'm super stoked for her, man. She's really doing well, like especially in the pharmacy world. Like with all the doom and gloom in pharmacy, she's actually surviving. So I'm really happy that she's doing well. So miss her a lot. You should do hustle face mask to China for dollarly dues. Tesla stock thoughts. I have no idea what's going on with Tesla. I don't really keep in touch with the ups and downs. I've been seeing a lot of reaction videos about why I sold all my Tesla stock and all that sort of stuff. I never had Tesla stock, so I don't pay attention to it. No opinion about it. Do you actually prefer bother to keep your RPH license active despite you'll probably never plan to go back to pharmacy practice anymore? My license is still active. Speaking about, where is it? Oh man, I had a envelope with my I don't know where it is right now, but I had a envelope with my pharmacy license, and it's coming up due for renewal. I actually did all the CEs like pretty recently, finished up my requirements, and so I do plan on it. It's only $200. I don't know, like should I keep on keeping it active? I guess so, since I paid that much freaking money, and maybe one day I'll be rolling up pharmacies and I need to manage a pharmacy in some sort of weird reason. Most likely I'll probably hire it out, but I think it's kind of cool, you know? So, yeah. Let's see. Kevin, what caused you to go into that pharmacy school? Duh. I mean, there's that. But I don't think debt is actually necessarily a bad thing as well, right? I think also like recently, I paid for training as well to learn more about high ticket programs. It's actually helped me sell a lot more. So I actually put that on a line of credit. just to get used to leveraging credit, right? Because it's scary. The first time you leverage credit, it's really, really scary. So I did it on a 0% APR card and just paying it off slowly as well. So that's what I've done recently. Sewell Satoris says, can I ask you anything? Go shoot. Yeah, why not? How many languages do you speak? I only speak about one language, pretty much. My Cantonese is not good at all. It's actually gotten a lot worse. Yeah, so I'm not a language person, man. Like, that's just not my thing. I just haven't put in the time and practice into it as well. How come in 2026, 16/26, BLS says there was it was actually, was it 6? I thought it was 7% increase for jobs in pharmacists, but now BLS says 0%, 2018 to 2018 or 28. Because I think there's a few factors, right? Saturation is happening, right? There's a lot of schools pumping out, fulfilling that old 2006 demand. So I think that's one issue. Also, what are some there's more output of students than the actual jobs. I forgot where I got the statistic from. I think it's like, if you watch one of my older videos, I actually found this quote. I think I Googled, like, hey, how many students are graduating per year? How many new jobs are being created with pharmacy every single year as well? So from what someone else was saying earlier today, they were saying, like, hey, older pharmacists are just not leaving their jobs because they don't need to, right? Why leave their, I mean, they're not going to be doing anything else, so they rather be working. So yeah, no idea though. I don't know the factors for that. All I know is that the market's changed quite a bit. American asks, what is the biggest differences between Boston and LA? Thank you. Well, first of all, let's get the obvious out of the way. Boston is cold. LA is not that cold. Really beautiful weather most of the time. More importantly, a lot more entrepreneurial people out in LA. I really like the vibe. Also, jiu-jitsu vibe is great. We're really big supporters of no-gi jiu-jitsu. And then Boston, it's really hard. Like, most of the schools are gis. So those are some differences. Mexican food is very different out here as well. Chinese food is really different out here as well. What else about LA that I like? Everything's a lot more convenient. We have a lot of plazas. Not to say Boston's not convenient, but man, where I live right now, super, super convenient. So I just love it. And plus, like, the scenery, like, you can change your location at the snap of a finger. If you want to go into more nature areas, you can. If you want to go more desert areas, yeah, there's plenty of desert. If you want to go into the city, you can go to the city. Obviously, it's not like New York City or anything like that. So many different parts, but more culture. Like, you can just drive around anywhere that you want and be in a different area as well. So and LA is where everything's happening, man. That's like one of the biggest differences. Do you like Tesla cars? This is Danny M. Do I like Tesla cars? I've never actually ridden in a I never drove a Tesla. I've ridden in one time with a asshole Uber driver. And that's my only experience, so can't really say, to be honest. Tesla has made these new solar panels roofing system. It's amazing. You should look it up. Well, why don't we do that? Why not? Tesla solar panels roof. Let's see. Let's take a look at this, guys. Let's look at Science. Wow, the new roof design will cost $43,000. Let's take a look at this. Solar roof, cool. So Dubs solar glass roof. So let's take a look at the images really quick. Wow. You know what's really cool about Tesla? They have a really great design toward everything too. That's one thing that people really care a lot about. But that's really cool. It looks really beautiful too. So I'm looking at it. Let's see. Email was sent. looking forward to talking with you. Also recently got into drop shipping. That's awesome, bro. Drop shipping is hard, man. I'll tell you this, like drop shipping is hard. The hardest part is getting the traffic, right? It's never like, and drop shipping, like lower barrier of entry, right? Gotta set up a website, all that sort of stuff. But honestly, drop shipping isn't as easy as people want to think it. It actually can cost you more than something like Amazon FBA, where it's kind of like, you're paying an upfront cost, but at least there's a market there, and all you gotta do is outcompete the competition. Sule, man, you gotta use spell check, man. It's first of all Chinese, CHINESE, right? I don't even know why I'm replying to this. Your answer too long. Two is spelled with TOO, long. Okay, just like my dick is too long. Oh shit. LA girls. Oh yeah. ABGs all day, baby. Would your Cantonese be good enough to get around Hong Kong? Probably not. At this point, it's really trash, but I will tell you this. I could probably pick it up really quick, and if I were to go back to Hong Kong, I would really immerse myself and just really take lessons and shit and just really actively work on it. Honestly, at the end of the day, it comes down to this. It's not that I can't learn Cantonese. I used to speak it fluently back in the day, like when I was a lot younger, right? But even now, I barely even use it. But assuming that I want to put the effort into it and learn it, I can. I have all the resources in front of me. I can do it, right? I just haven't, because it's not a huge priority for me as well, right? Unknown says weird flex, laughing face. You're savage for that Chinese and two correction. Well, it's true, bro. Like, if you're gonna clown on someone, at least learn how to fucking spell check, bro. Like that. Let's be real, man. And like, I see all these troll comments, and dude, take the time. Whoa, I almost fell down. Take the time to at least like spell check your stuff, man. I'm not saying this is English school or anything like that, but it doesn't make you look very. I'll tell you this. It makes your comment look less credible when it's not spelled correctly. Those type of things. Yeah, I get it. You are cool, whatever, right? Like you as in terms of your cool, whatever. Like everybody uses that. But when you get those simple things wrong, man, it doesn't make you look very intelligent, to be honest with you. But it's only grammar. Who cares? As long as the message goes through, I guess that's all that matters, man. Savage for Hagao says his Cantonese is still good enough to buy Hagao. I love the Hagao, baby. That's that was a really bad Vietnamese Cantonese accent, man. I actually don't have problem with traffic. I was having trouble with conversion. Conversions. Cool. Yeah. So it's really that's actually really great then. If it's if your problem is not traffic, you already cracked that code. But it could mean two things, right? Either you're not targeting the right traffic, right? And this is very basic marketing, right? I'm not like a expert at like paid ads or anything like that. That's not my thing. I focus on organic. That's really it's a lot slower, but I think that's one of the best ways to grow your following and stuff. But in terms of conversions, it could be your landing page or the offer or the copy, right? Or you could be attracting the wrong audience. At the end of the day, traffic doesn't mean shit. It's really about the conversions that we really care about, right? So it could be a lot of different things, man. We'll take a look at your email in a second, man. Hey, Kevin Yee. When I thought of this career, I thought about owning a pharmacy of my own, a mobile pharmacy, like a stall, selling pills freely. Like if it was food, can I actually do that? Like a mobile pharmacy. I think those are only allowed in emergency situations. See, here's the thing. From my knowledge, I don't think so. I know you can do like obviously mail order pharmacies and stuff, but at the end of the day, you gotta get inspected, right? So I don't really know, to be honest, if there's such thing. That's a really great question, but I I can't see that. You need to have a static address to register a pharmacy. Oh yeah, perfect. So Hagao, you answered that question. You knew it better than I did. But yes, like you have to be able the board of pharmacy has to be able to visit you. If you're moving all over the fucking place, they're never gonna find you. So yeah. Do you prefer Chinese or versus American girls? Which one do you prefer? I've always been into Asian girls more. I've never, yeah, I've always just been into Asian girls more. I don't know why. Like maybe it's upbringing, but it's just like preference, I guess, right? So no reason why. Kevin, was that article about pharmacists basically saying pharmacists are given too much busy work, get distracted from filling machines, and consequently some fillings medicines are wrong? Are you talking about the article last week that you sent? And actually, there was a really great response to I forgot who sent it to me. There was someone who sent me a response from like CVS or some corporate type of thing. That was really, really interesting, by the way. But yeah, as long as they're ABG, so probably American. Oh, you're talking about like American Asian, like are you talking about like Asian girls like in America, or are you talking about like Chinese girls from China? Like that's different. There's different cultures between those, like different upbringing, different all that, man. So yeah. Let me find that other article about like response to that article. Hold on, let me, or maybe I'll just do it next time. I'll do a separate video or something like that, man. Getting kind of tired. Anyways, guys, let's see. Just in general. Okay, so really, I don't know. I just like Asian girls, like American born Asian girls, because I speak English, man. Not to say I haven't actually. You know what's really interesting? I dated a girl from Hong Kong at one point, like while ago. So, yeah, man. Like I guess like at the end of the day, I don't really care as long as I can just relate with them. I think that's the most important thing. Relate, and more important, I think the most important thing is like the feminine masculine dynamic, right? And everything else falls into place at the end of the day, right? Just because someone's really dope doesn't, it's hard to live with them sometimes, right? For me, I'm a pretty masculine type of person. I fuck shit up. I'm messy. I'm not very. I'm like that's just how I am. Like I know that style, so I need someone who is very feminine, right? Who can kind of restore harmony back into my life and all that as well, right? Like that's a feminine masculine energy. Not to say like my partner can't be masculine and driven and all that sort of stuff, but that is kind of like the stuff that I personally need as well. Can I sell healthy drugs like they were medicine online drug dealer way? If you want, man. No one's stopping you. You can do anything that you freaking want, man. Anyways, guys, 52 minutes in. I am going to knock out. I got to wake up for jiu-jitsu tomorrow. So any last comments, please put them in real quick. What do you do when you wake up on those days where you just don't feel motivated to do anything and want to be lazy, but you need to get your stuff done? Well, this is the tough part, man. I love the shark emoji, by the way. Really cool, really cool. But this will be probably one of the last questions, but you just do it. It's tough. It's one of those answers that really sucks, but okay. So A, you just do it. B, like let's say if it's working out or something, I'll dial it back. I'll understand. I'll take some extra time to prep in the morning too. Like if I need like a shot of coffee or any like thing like that, I'll do that. Maybe I'll go for a walk or something to take my mind off the problem, to revitalize, or get a massage or something like that, and then hit the day if I can. If I can't, just do it and just reward myself after with like some sort of, not food. I don't think food's a healthy way, but things like massage. Like I love massage. That's like one of my favorite things as well. So that's what I kind of do. I write everything I need to do down as well. And you can either start two ways, right? You can either get the hardest thing done out of the way, or you can get the easiest thing, build momentum, and go. There's really two schools of thought. Doesn't really matter either way because you got to get it done. And that's part of being a grown up, and that's part of life, man. It's tough. That's the tough part about life. See ya, man, says Eloquin. Make it 59 minutes. Sure. Would you date a feminist? Feminist with the E. Okay. Probably not, honestly. Um, just not about that life, man. Like, I think one of the good night says everybody says good night. I think one of the things about feminists is just like I'm all for women's rights and stuff like that. Like, but honestly, like it's just I just a lot of times it's just like I don't know when I see feminists, how do I word this? It's just like I just don't like victim mentality. Like not I don't like victim mentality at all. So I'm all about standing up for their rights and stuff like that. Like if something's bothering you, you should really voice it. But a lot of these sometimes these feminists like they take it way too far, I guess, right? And actually kind of blame men for all their problems, and that's not the right way to go about things as well, right? Just because I mean it's just like saying like stuff like all black people are like steal and shoot play basketball. That's fucked up. You can't say that shit, right? It's not right. It's not all that, right? Yeah, some men they don't like, and it's maybe not intentional too, right? So you can't go about victimizing yourself. You really have to talk about the issues at hand and not blame men for all your damn problems, honestly, at the end of the day, because maybe intentionally or unintentionally, I don't know if I'm fucking up, but you just can't. It's not a good idea to attack 50% of the population, man. So it's just hard because motivation, just gone sometimes, man. Yeah, I get it. It's tough, man. I'm guessing you're a younger lad, but good night. That's just life sometimes. Agree to your feminist views. Awesome, guys. Well, I had a blast. I will talk to you guys later. Have a great rest of the night. Take care. Bye.